I think it affects all of us. I think we all have enough awareness about ourselves to where we always feel like we don't measure up, right? And that's just something we have to learn to live with. But it's how you learn to live with it that matters. It's the things that we tell ourselves. As I said before, I myself, I know I don't measure up. I know I'm not perfect. Well, what does that mean? You stop trying? I mean, for a lot of people, that's what they do. They don't put out any effort because they're like, well, I'm never going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Isn't that the excuse that everybody uses? You don't do well. Well, nobody's perfect. Well, nobody said you had to be perfect, but nobody said you had to be that way either. Right? We understand nobody's perfect, but that doesn't mean you just let yourself get by with poor performance. If you want to feel good about yourself, then you need, first of all, that simple understanding, that way of looking at it, to know that we are always growing. We are always striving. We are always trying to improve, knowing we don't fully measure up, and then looking objectively at the things we need to change to do better without condemning ourselves, without making ourselves feel guilty, without turning and becoming an enemy to ourselves. You can judge yourself without being your own defeatist, without falling into self-defeat, self-condemnation, and having an inferiority complex about it. Right? You can do that without falling into becoming an enemy to your own self. Feeling good about yourself takes something. What most people do is they say, I'm going to feel good about myself by just loving myself as I am. As I like to say, and as others have said, I love you just like you are, but I love you too much to leave you that way. And I hope people will love me that way too. I want them to love me as I am, but I also want them to love me too much not to challenge me, right? I welcome those who challenge me, even if they never say it, just by their living example. Just by their living example. We should always be challenging each other. We should always be encouraging each other to do better in life. Yeah, I want you to love me just like I am, but love me enough to not leave me this way. So we don't want to pacify our conscience by saying, well, I'm just going to love myself the way I am because nobody's perfect. No, that's a cop-out. Sure, love yourself just like you are, but love yourself too much to leave yourself this way. Let's keep striving. Let's keep working. Let's do everything we can to get to our next level. Can you dig it? I hope you can.